We are living in a time where almost everything seems convertible into money. And over time, money has quietly become the default yardstick by which people are measured. It no longer matters how kind you are, how well you treat others, or how sincerely you live. If you don't have money, you'll always be seen as second class. Have you noticed, when you join a conversation, if you're not dressed well enough, don't have a prestigious job, or aren't holding things that impress others, your words hold less weight. People may still be polite, but their eyes give it away. They nod, they smile, but inside, they've already judged. There's nothing special about this person. And sadly, special often equals financial status. No one ever says it out loud. No one admits to judging the rich and poor differently. But you can feel it in how people treat you, how they look at you, even in the way they make small talk. When you're rich, you're invited first. When you're poor, you're an afterthought. When you succeed, people listen. When you struggle, your words sound like complaints. I've been on the other side of that line. When I had nothing to my name, I was still me, respectful, hardworking, decent. But what I got in return was often caution or coldness. People smiled at me, but no one truly wanted me to stay. They liked me just enough, and quietly pulled away once they realized I had no material value to offer. I tried explaining myself, tried proving my worth through honesty and kindness. But I learned that sincerity doesn't carry the same weight as wealth. As time went on, I started making more money. Life got better. I didn't change much, but everyone else did. People who once ignored me suddenly became warm. They invited me out, asked about my career, hinted at collaboration. The things I used to say, the ones they once brushed off, now they listened to attentively. And I realized, they weren't responding to me. They were responding to what I had. Once, at an old classmates' reunion, I saw a friend from school. Back when I had little, he had already achieved some success. He had grown distant, even cold, despite our former closeness. But that day, as I stepped out of a decent car, he rushed over, smiling wide, talking like we were best friends again. And it hurt. Not because he had changed, but because society forces people to change, just to be respected. I don't think money is evil. I believe money is a tool, not the essence of who we are. It allows us to live more comfortably, care for our aging parents, give our children better chances, and chase our dreams with less fear. But when society starts valuing us solely based on our bank accounts, we can't help but wonder, do I have any other worth? I once saw a cousin lose everything in a failed business. He wasn't irresponsible, but friends stopped calling. Group hangouts no longer included his name. His opinions, once admired, were now brushed off as negativity simply because he was broke. Yet before that, people used to sit for hours just to hear him speak, because he was successful. I asked if it hurt. He smiled and said, "Why should it? When you don't have money, even your words become cheap." That line haunted me, because it was true. Money has become the currency of respect. With money you're trusted. Without it you're doubted. With money you're praised. Without it you're invisible. And when you live in that world long enough, you begin to measure your own worth using the very thing you once despised, money. You start asking yourself, am I doing enough with my life? Am I earning enough? Can I make my parents proud yet? Can I help others if they need me? And you feel the pressure. Not because you're greedy, but because you know that without money, you have no voice. Society never teaches us how to exist without having something to offer. We glorify stories of rising from poverty to wealth, but no one asks, what if you stay poor? That's why we fear being broke so much. We fear it to the point of losing our health, abandoning our peace, and trading away our time just to sit in rooms where our words will be heard. Have you ever declined an invitation because you couldn't afford to split the bill? Have you ever stayed silent in a conversation because your wallet wasn't full enough to be seen as an equal? Have you ever felt anger not because you were poor, but because being poor made you matter less to others? I believe many people have, and they'll never speak of it because admitting it feels shameful. Society teaches us that poverty is your fault, so the poor suffer not just from lack, but from enforced silence. I'm not writing this to complain or to deny the value of money. I just want to say, we need to learn to see people through more than what's in their wallet. Someone might not have money, but carry a kind heart. They may not treat you to dinner, but stay up all night listening to your pain. They might ride an old motorbike, but race across town to help you when you need them. They may have nothing in hand, and still be more dependable than those whose pockets are full but hearts are empty. Society won't change overnight, but you and we can start by changing how we look at others. Stop assigning value to people based on their bank balance. Don't let your eyes judge someone by what they wear, what they drive, or how much they earn. Because if you look a little deeper, you'll see some of the most valuable people you'll ever meet might not be rich, but they're priceless. And if you are someone who has yet to have anything, please don't feel ashamed. You are not beneath anyone. You are not invisible. You don't need wealth to be heard. What you need is to keep your decency, your dignity, and never trade your soul for approval. Because one day, people will understand. True worth isn't in your income. It's in how you make others feel when they're near you. And that money can't buy.